he just proved that he is truly special. Dylan Harper, 9 points in the fourth quarter, 22 for the game, and the game winner to save the Spurs from what would have been a devastating loss as they led by more than 20 in this game against the Pelicans. But with Dylan Harper and the Spurs down the stretch, we got the W, and we're going to discuss how that happened here on Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. And guys, let's get right into it. 135 to 132 for the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, they played well in the first, they played well in the second. We go into halftime 77 to 57. The offense was flowing. Defensively, we were moving around. We were getting stops and getting in transition. When we're in transition, we are a dangerous team. We've got a lot of youth and a lot of speed. That third quarter, we do what we always do. Come out flat. Something about that third quarter break, the great teams play well in the third quarter. That is when they get going. Yes, we saw a lot from the Golden State Warriors. They're a historically great third quarter team. You see it a lot with the Thunder this year. They are playing very well, and we just happen to become lethargic coming out of the break. It's like we just leave our legs just in the locker room. And then the offense, there becomes a lack of movement. Then defensively, we're not rotating the way we should. People are getting to the line because we're getting there late and fouling because we're just trying to either block shots or hacking them, getting out of position. A lot of things went bad. That fourth quarter, though, we typically turn it back up in the fourth quarter because we have a sense of urgency. And that's what we did again. I didn't love some of the possessions, though. Overall, though, this Spurs team really got it done. And it was because of this guy right here in the fourth quarter, 9 points and the game-winning beautiful layup. I mean, just like coming across the lane, beautiful, didn't hesitate, didn't wait, and that's a tough finish. That is a truly tough finish, and he spoke post-game. We're going to get into his comments here in just a moment, but let's break this down here really quickly. The first half here, this is the first half numbers. 11 to 19 from three. We only allowed them to get to the line 5 times. We were defending without fouling at a high level. We were getting to the paint. They were scoring in the paint as well. We were getting to the paint. Though we turned the ball over, we did pass the ball well, and we had a lot of three-point shots. It was flowing from the outside. That one Vassell hit from the parking lot. What a shot from him. I mean, look at the numbers here. We had 4 people in double figures in the first half. Champagny played a good game. Harper, we know, played a good game. Castle had some good stretches. He came out with adrenaline early, and then you could tell that he was getting a little tired. His legs weren't there. Everything he was missing short. But after that free throw in the third quarter, he really helped get a spark back in this roster, in this team, in that third quarter. Towards the end of it, when we were starting to find a little bit of rhythm, not much, but a little bit of rhythm. He got to the basket, had that putback dunk. He obviously got to the free throw line, missed his first, made his second, and then he had a 3 as well during that stretch. I mean, it was a pivotal stretch too, because it just helped get him down to when it's so good to have him back. Just the way he can create offensively. De'Aaron Fox and Castle are going to need to learn how to play together. It seems like because of the way Castle has demanded the ball, that it's tough for them to play well together, because Fox had another tougher night for him. He turned the ball over a little bit too much. He wasn't scoring with the efficiency that we had become accustomed to with Castle and Wemby out. I think that has to do with the fact that he is the true primary ball handler, the true playmaker when Castle is off the floor, and then people play off of him, and that's what he's used to. Even with Malik Monk, it was another guard who could create, but he's a shooter. They played together at Kentucky, so they had already a rapport there. And with Malik Monk, he is just like an offensive scorer. So the facilitating nature of De'Aaron Fox, he played a little bit off ball, but not as much. As to where with Castle, he has truly become a 1. So he is a guy who can at least play the 1. I like him as a 2, but also as a 1. And I just wanted to bring this up here too, because the Pelicans do play us tough. They took us to overtime. Then obviously we had a 7-point game. The Pelicans have played us tough throughout the year. So this was a game that going in, you're like, okay, this is just a bad Pelicans team, but this team has some young talent on it. This draft class from this year has been phenomenal. Cooper Flagg started the year off a little cold. He has picked it up. We obviously see Dylan Harper on a nightly basis, other than the stint he was injured, but we see Dylan Harper on a nightly basis. Jeremiah Fears didn't have his best game, but also Derek Queen made up for it with his triple-doubles, 30-point triple-double. VJ Edgecombe has been great. So this rookie class, and there's other people, Con Knippel, let me mention him too, because he might in the favor for Rookie of the Year at this moment in time because he's been playing great. But this rookie class is showing up, and Dylan Harper, our guy, is the one who is showing out. And I love seeing what I saw from Harper this year. 13 and 4, 46% from the floor, 28 from 3. That 3 ball will naturally get better and better as the season goes on. But he spoke post game right after the game. He was talking about that last play. He said, I'm just trusting my abilities, going out there with the mindset of if I get the ball, my teammates trust me, my coaching staff trust me, I'm going to go make something happen. And that's what you saw in that last play. There was no hesitation. There was no scared. He felt like he was going to get the shot that he wanted. He did get the shot that he wanted. Though it was tough, he did make it. And then talking about playing with the trio, the fun trio that we got, just playing with each other, playing fast. The trio is scary, and this is just a small sample size of what's to come. And I completely agree with that. I mean, this trio is going to be special when they understand how to play with each other. So when De'Aaron Fox understands, okay, I got to pick my spots and I got to just understand fully Castle, Dylan Harper coming in off the bench and just being that lightning bolt for the team who can create a lot off the bounce and obviously create offense for himself, and Castle, who's still developing into his own player and showcasing why he could be on the border of an all-star this year. I think that injury stint might affect it, but he is definitely playing at an all-star caliber level. But going into the second half and for the entire game, the statistics of it, they shot great from the field. They didn't shoot great from 3, but they made some timely ones. Trey Murphy had a big one that helped put him up. But as you see there in the second half, 26 free throws overall after only getting 5 in the first. We were defending with fouls, and that is the problem. That is what got them back in the game because they were able to get 1, if not 2 points at the line, and they didn't have to waste the clock. So they slowed the game down a bit by doing that, but also then getting in transition when we were missing shots and offensively not doing the greatest. But Harrison Barnes, 24, big third quarter to help us there, as I had said before. Stephon Castle did have a good game. Julian Champagnie hit some big threes, especially that 4-point play that he had, which really turned into the 4-point play and the ball back. We didn't execute off of that, but overall, I think this was a good game for the San Antonio Spurs. They got up early, they did what they did, but at the end of the game, they were able to get it done. We've got a big game on Wednesday because this is obviously the Cup. We've got Los Angeles, and that's going to be a tough matchup, especially with no Wemby. But if we win this game on the 13th, we might have the chance to go and play again in this Cup. If not, we have a game on the 14th or 15th, a regular season game. We'll see how the schedule shakes out. But Dylan Harper, again, I just want to highlight how special this man was during the game. Let me just show a couple little highlights here. Dylan Harper, love the way he was able to get space. He's just so creative around the basket, understands that he is even though he's a bigger guard, obviously he's amongst the trees there, finishing with the left, he can finish with the right, but when he is bigger than somebody like Jose Alvarado, he is not afraid to take it to the paint, utilize that size that he does have, and it's the quick moves around the basket, it's the finishing below the basket or finishing at the rim. He has that capability. I love to see that from Dylan Harper. He is truly a super duper star, as Sean Elliott's kind of coined for him. I love watching him play. I love seeing him play. I want to keep him on this roster for as long as possible because the duo of him and Wemby is the true future of the San Antonio Spurs. And then alongside Castle, that's a big three that can compete when they have developed and get to their peaks. That's going to be able to compete with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams. That big three, because that's the team to beat right now in the Western Conference, and they don't look like they're going anywhere because all of them are still very young. But I was super happy with what I saw from the San Antonio Spurs late. We did have some possessions mid-fourth quarter where I didn't love it because we just get into the habit of playing one-on-one basketball and we're not setting up our players. So the last thing I do want to speak on is how our offense is run at times. Our half-court offense for a team that's the San Antonio Spurs, that we're used to having such a great half-court offense, this team doesn't have it. Obviously, that's the difference right now between Mitch Johnson and Gregg Popovich, who is arguably the greatest coach we've ever seen in the basketball realm. But I just wish we would get players like Stephon Castle, players like De'Aaron Fox with a head of steam coming off of screens, off-ball screens, where they have defenders on their hip or they're having to get a guy who is hedging, who is not wanting to actually guard him. I just wish we would get more off-ball movement because that's going to make the defense rotate. We'll be able to get better open shots on the wings, or we'll get our players like Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, and De'Aaron Fox downhill. When a guy is on their hip, they're going to be able to make plays. That's when Luke Cornett can get those lobs. That's when Jeremy Sochan can get those layups at the basket. Keldon Johnson can utilize his size and his touch around the rim at the basket when we were able to dish off there. I saw the play that ended up getting taken away because of a foul with Dylan Harper coming downhill and then that wraparound pass to Cornett. A lot of those plays we have available to us because of the speed in which we have at the guard position. It just seems that we don't run sets that make that available or as available as it should be, and we have to do it one-on-one breaking down the defense, which I don't mind at times because we do have elite ball creators, but at the same time, just putting them in the best situations off ball to where they don't have to work as hard makes the offense move more, and that's where you're going to get the Julian Champagnie open corner threes, Mr. 100% Harrison Barnes in the corner for open threes, and then when Wemby comes back, it'll obviously change the dynamic of that, but I'd love to get our guards a little bit more downhill. But that's my not coaching mindset around it. Obviously, Mitch Johnson and the Spurs, they know more basketball than I do. This just my thoughts as a civilian. But San Antonio Spurs do get the win. Love to see it. I hope you guys love to see it as well. What were your favorite parts of the game? What were the worst parts of the game? How do you feel about the offense and the way that the Spurs are running currently? I'd love to know in the comments. But again, this has been Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. Appreciate all of you guys, and I'll be seeing you guys again very soon.